Okay, guys, I really wanted to talk about this book called You Can Heal Your Life because this is a very good book. Like, I bought it and I cannot keep it down because just look at the illustrations in it, but also just the message is very powerful, and I feel like it has listed everything that you need to learn in a book. So it's a very good book, firstly, and just like buy it or download the PDF online if you can, because this will really help you in everything in your life, whether it's finances, relationships, or whatever. And then I wanted to also talk about this particular exercise that is in this book, because this will really help you understand your limiting beliefs, and it's kind of the missing puzzle that you need to do before you do anything else, like before you work or on any other goal in your life. If you start with this, then it will build a foundation for you and it will help you only go up and achieve your goals faster. So what this exercise is about, it's about writing a list of things that you think that you should do. So just things in general could be like, oh, I should study because that's the right thing to do, or I should get married because it's the right time, or I should become an engineer or a doctor because that's what is accepted, right? So write down a whole list of things that you think that you should do. And I just told you a few general things, but then anything in your life that is personal to you and that you think that you should do, or it's the right thing for you to do, write that down in this whole list. And then what you're going to do is just ask yourself here, like, why do you think that you should do this? Like, this is what she says here. Ask yourself why. So a lot of times the answer will be that, hey, my parents said so, my siblings, my elder, just aunts, uncles, grandparents, society, your family told you that this is the right thing for you to do and this is what you should do, would be the answer. So it will get very clear for you on things that are your true soul purpose versus things that you are doing because you have this limitation that you should be doing those things. And once you're like very clear, now what I feel like the key part here is to like replace that should with could, and ask yourself that if I really wanted to, like, I could do whatever is your goal in life, that even if it's being a doctor or if it's being an astronaut or something very crazy out there that you think that you cannot do, ask yourself that if I really wanted to, I could become an astronaut, or I could become a scientist, or just whatever it is for you. And that puts a whole new perspective on things that you really want to do. Because right here also it says that there are so many people that force themselves to be in a career that they don't really like because their parents said that they should become a dentist or a teacher. And like, how often you feel in fear because we are told that we should be smarter or richer or more creative, like some relative, like you're compared with your cousins, with just the children in your neighbor or whatever. So this is under your should list of what people told you that you should do. And if you feel a sense of relief just sharing those things and becoming very clear that, oh, this is not something that I want to do, but this is just something that I was told to do, then you'll get very clear. And also, when you're thinking about what you want to do, and when you're writing the second list which says, if I really wanted to, I could become a scientist, for example, but then you can ask yourself, like, why haven't you done that? And then you'll get a sense of what your self-limiting beliefs are. So things like, I don't want to, or I'm afraid, or you're afraid of basically failure, or you can even be afraid of being successful, because that will change your entire reality, that will be unfamiliar, and we run away from things that are not familiar. Like, there's a quote that says that you always choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven, because it's easy to choose something that's familiar. So all of these things where you might say that, oh, I'm not good enough to be a scientist, or it's not accepted, or I don't know how to be that. So these are all of your limiting beliefs, and this, you'll get very clear on what you need to work on next. So here, the another thing that you can do after you've identified your limiting beliefs, or I feel like the only thing that you need to do is now to love yourself. And the things that she mentioned here, like all of this list, is very good, because it tells you, or like you can just identify your patterns further. Like, do you scold and criticize yourself, or do you like numb yourself out with food or alcohol, drugs, whatever it is for you, or even just being lazy and watching TV, or numbing yourself out with any sort of addiction is just numbing yourself out, right? Or if you have these beliefs that you're unlovable because that's how a parent treated you, or just look at how you talk to yourself throughout the day. If you make a mistake, or if you're just doing something that you mess up, like see how you scold yourself, or see how you criticize yourself, or even compare yourself. If you see a friend or a family member doing better than you, do you like feel jealous, and do you feel like oh, like they're better than you? So all of these are like things that are stopping you from achieving your highest good and being your best self. And this is kind of what like this entire book tells you, that this is how you've created like just like illness in your body, or just relationships that don't really work, finances that are like put you in debt, and just your entire overall life. But once you identify like all of this, like just do this exercise, and that's when you'll know what to work with, and then you can start to love yourself. Like also, like here also she says that she worked with a client, and they worked on a fear from childhood, and the next day she found out that her entire eyesight improved. And this is like this feels very like, oh, is it even possible, or it sounds very woo woo, but I've seen this example in many other like cases as well, where they release the fear of being seen. And when you release the fear of being seen, your eyesight improves. So it's like it's not scientifically possible for your eyesight to improve like that, but then it happens. So the point here is to know that you have the power to change your life, even when science doesn't really have a proof of it. And like you're like, oh, but where is it written, or how can I just believe in it? But then, I mean, you don't really even have a proof of God, but you do believe in it, right? Because we know that God exists and God created all of this. So you have to know that here as well, how you believe, what you believe in, and how you perceive yourself is what shows up in your life. Like, see your life as a complete like mirror of your internal world. Like if you have relationships that suck, then this is just a mirror of your relationship with yourself. And I know this is very difficult, and I can relate to this because I've had like really terrible relationships all my life. And it's like, oh, is it not their fault, is it my fault? Like the point is that it's nobody's fault, but it's just a reflection of my internal world and my relationship with myself. If when I improve the relationship with myself, when I'm kinder to myself, when I more committed to myself and taking care of myself, then I do attract and manifest people that treat me better. But it has to start with you. And this is why this book is just, I love this book, and I made a whole video about this book, because this will really help you understand yourself and heal from your limiting beliefs. Like even this exercise is very good, because it's like um tells you to like look at a mirror and just see yourself, like really have eye contact with yourself, and tell yourself that you love yourself. And this is something feels very like kind of stupid, but when you do it, like know that you'll know where you stand with yourself. Like if you're not able to see yourself in the mirror for a long time, that you'll know that you're really not in a good place with yourself. Because you have to be in a place where you can look in the mirror and really appreciate yourself. It's not about being pretty or about being good looking. It's about how you feel about yourself, and it's not superficial, it's something from within. So you have to, when you look at yourself, you have to be appreciative and just grateful of who you are as a person. Yeah, like also this where she talks about mental house cleaning. And this is a way where you can identify your limiting beliefs and see yourself, like how, just if you read this, that, oh, if you have a limiting belief that says I'm not good enough, so it may come from like a father who repeatedly told him that he was stupid. Like he said he wanted to be a success so his daddy would be proud of him, but he was riddled with guilt when created which created resentment, and all he could produce was one failure after another. And daddy kept financing businesses for him, and one after another they failed, and he used failure to get even. He made his daddy pay and pay and pay. Of course he was the biggest loser. So this is like a lot of subconscious things going on here, because when a father or a parent tells you that you're not good enough or ridicules you in a way, then you have this mental image, and even if you really want to be successful, you cannot be unless you see yourself as a success, unless you see yourself as good enough. Things will fail, and this is not something that the child is doing on purpose. This is just how the universe works. Like how, if I go to the gym, and if I want to like lose weight or gain muscle, I have to put in the effort. Like I have to lift weights, or I have to exercise a certain way to look a certain way. So the universe also has rules. Like you have to have beliefs that say that you are good enough, or you're confident enough and you can do this, and you just believe in yourself. If you have those things, then life will work out for you in every way. But if you don't have those things, then there is no way for you to manifest your goals. So this entire video is for you to understand where it starts from and how to build that foundation within yourself, so that from there you can achieve all your goals. So yeah, I mean, I'm currently on this page, but I just love this book, and I also like was interested in what she said about relationships. I think it was page 137. Yeah, I read this because this is just, I couldn't wait to get to this part. But this, in this also, like all she mentions is how you see yourself and what kind of relationship you have with yourself is the type of partner you'll attract. I mean, it cannot be any other way. So yeah, just read this book and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if you're reading this book, I'd love to know your thoughts about it. So yeah, thank you.